Morning, today is Tuesday, March 17th, St. Patty's Day 2026. Present with us is the planning department with Ladana. And Ladana, you want to start us off here, please?
Yeah, so just trying to wrap my brain around RMDs and what we're going to do this year.
You and me both.
The North Tiffin has approached me about doing a road project this year. They have funds in their account. However, I think it's close to being at the amount of what they have saved up right now. The project will probably go over that amount. We don't have an estimate from Great West yet. We need to get the contract in place and then they'll go do the assessment and all that. I've been talking with them about the contract and it sounds like maybe they could do like pieces. So then we could, maybe they'll have to choose, we do this project this year and we can't do this project because we don't have enough funds. I think they only collect $4,200 a year, so they don't collect a whole lot. Every lot pays $150. So their money is not going to build up fast. So if they didn't have enough money, I don't want to just leave it hanging and dip into the reserve, because then that'll start taking all of our reserve away and we won't have enough for other people if they have emergencies.
What kind of project are they doing?
It's going to be a chip seal. They've got some areas of road I think they need to take out, repave. Those are the things that are on the list right now.
They have
So it's a big project.
14,000.
Yeah, but Great West is thinking, the number that they gave Great West was 188,341, but they think that's a low number.
Okay.
They said based on the original contractor quote and adding the engineer's fee, it's likely 210 plus our contract with Great West to do the bidding and the plans would be 19,800. So that's on top of it. And if that amount varies, then we're like right up at the limit or over. So I just kind of need some direction on how you guys would like to handle that. It's going to be hard for them to do an RID to get just a little bit of it done. So
What area is this, Ladina?
this is the North Tiffin, right at the
county line.
county line by East
Oh,
Helena.
Okay.
It's where the landfill is up there.
Yeah.
The Elkhorn, the new Elkhorn landfill.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Who's doing the process? Is it
The people in the
there's
district
a
are
group
doing-
of them?
Yeah, John
Okay.
Hilton is up there and
Okay.
and he's working with Rob Leland on it, who's at Mokel. And before the Sparrow was working with them on it before Tri-County sold, so.
Yeah, I would get with the group and say, you're bumping up against your limit.
Mhm.
Do you wanna still bid it out that way in hopes that it comes in low, or do you wanna do it in phases, like do this where we know we can afford it and add this on if possible, get it so they have some options?
Okay, and I think that's a discussion for Great West to have with them once they do the assessment out there. But I guess my question for you guys is, do we want to dip into the reserve or do we want to just say, no, if you don't have the money, then you guys are going to have to figure out what you're going to do?
Do they have-
42 or 40, sorry, Ginger.
Do they have an
$4,000 a
appetite
month.
for an increase in their RMD?
I think they need to do an increase. And that's one of the things I'm going to ask Great West is, once we go through this process to get this road up to snuff, what is it going to take to maintain it in the future? Because $150 isn't going to cut it.
Right.
It's 4,200 a
Because
year.
there's not all
just
that many people.
26 lots.
Yeah, there's not that many.
No. So that amount is way too low, but we intentionally kept it low when the Tiffin was there.
Right.
We don't have that buffer now.
That's a conversation we need to have with them as well.
So I think that's a conversation Great West can have with them and they'll figure out those numbers as a part of this. I'm gonna have them do it as part of this contract.
Cause if it went over $4,000, I would be concerned about it. We can make it up next year, but if it's over $30,000,
Exactly.
it's gonna take a decade to pay us back.
Right.
So.
they'll be like all the other subdivisions that we're loaning money to.
Right.
So, and then we just can't keep dipping everybody into the reserve. We just don't have enough in there to do that.
Yeah, I'd say if they had a bigger fee or whatever to have $10,000 a year or something, it would be a different
Yeah.
story than $4,000 a year.
Yeah, 150 for industrial subdivision is not enough per lot.
Yeah,
So we definitely need to update that, but now is the time to do that if they're doing the project.
yeah, once they get it fixed, then we'll know what it takes to maintain it from there
Okay.
on out, and we can adjust their R&D to.
Exactly. And they have never done really any work out there. They might have done just a little bit of stuff over the years, but for the most part, the roads, what was installed when the subdivision was done.
16
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, so
I'd
it's,
say we just stay within their means.
okay, that sounds good. I can work with them on that. The Holmes Gulch, Upper Holmes Gulch, I've been working with Nick Darko. He's one of the landowners up there right now. He has went around and he got signatures from folks about an RMD. They don't know like what the amounts would be or anything. So if we have Great West go out there now and take a look at this, the county pays the cost of it if they never move forward with a district. So are you guys fine paying the cost for it?
Does it- Is he talking about an RSID and an RMD or just,
An R&D.
It was an RSID and an RMD.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, to get the road up to speed and then maintaining it afterwards. But we're the ones that initiate with Great West to have them go out there and do that. And so it ends up being our contract and we pay for it. And if they don't move forward with the district, then we end up paying those costs.
does it, the signatures he got look promising to,
You could take a look. And this was just basic signatures. This is not the petition or
right,
anything.
this
We
is
have to
just, he
do
went
that.
out
This
and
is
talked
just
to him.
see if people even want this.
Where do we pay that out of? Sorry if that's a dumb
It's-
question. I should-
A lot of times it's been coming out of the planning budget. If we've had to do it, like Raven Ridge, Layton subdivision, we did it out of there. But it's several $1,000s usually for them to go out there and do the
Yeah.
assessment and.
pay
I
Great
think,
West.
in my
Yeah.
mind, we should probably do it anyway, just so we have an idea,
Mhm.
whether it happens now or happens I mean, it's
And-
not gonna,
That's what I was gonna say.
it's probably not gonna be relevant in 5 years, but at least we'll have an idea
Right,
of what it would take to get that up to county specs or whatever they're shooting for.
okay.
Yeah, I would agree with
So have Great West go out there and do the assessment, and then where can we pay it from once we get something from Great West?
Wherever we have money, Ladina can look
Okay.
at our budgets and see if we
Okay.
have to take it out of Phil's, we can do that.
And if I have money, I mean, I don't mind taking it out of there, I just don't, I'm using a lot of my professional services nowadays, so when I take it out of there, I don't.
Yep.
Have as much.
Well,
in
and we
there,
can,
so.
and if we can do that, and then when we go through the budget process at the end, we can put that back in the budget to cover, it, right?
Yeah, from Pills.
Mhm.
From Phil, which
Um,
we, and that's why we held on to that amount that we have, so.
Okay,
And then we'll just have to, consider that when we plan for next year's budget,
Mhm.
maybe put more.
put more in there
Cause I
just to
think we're
cover
gonna have
those.
some more, just not
We
like that, but we're gonna
are,
have to use Great West for some other stuff that you and I talked about yesterday.
yeah, and I have other people that are wanting to do districts too, I can't remember who else, but I've had a couple other calls this year already. For
What's
people
an
wanting
average
to.
figure for Great West? You got just a.
Well, like I said, then this is just off the top of my head. I want to think Layton's was 2,300 for Raven Ridge, and that was a new subdivision road, so they just went out, checked to see if the drainage was good, what they needed on top, if they needed other stuff.
Okay.
So theirs was a pretty basic check on a new subdivision road, so theirs was cheaper.
Holmes is gonna be pretty,
Holmes is
It
gonna
should
be
pretty involved,
probably,
but
yeah,
I just,
more.
I don't have any issues with that.
Okay. And then once we get to the contracting part of that, that's where it gets to be more like the North Tiffin is almost $20,000 for the contract, but that's to do the plans and to bid it out for us and to do the engineering checks along the way. So,
Yeah, no, that sounds great.
okay.
How many households were in there? I didn't see that. I thought it was like 26 or
Well,
something, but
on his map, he did it really weird because there's multiple lots owned by the same people. So he said there's 28 here, but he's got some labeled like there's 2 28s and there's 2 5s, 2 4s, 2 1s. So there's at least 28 lots, I think. But I can't really tell by his numbers. I usually do the map for him, but
Hmm.
he helped and did that for me. All right.
Perfect.
So I will keep working with him. I don't know if we'll be able to get this one moving for this year to get it in place or not, but it's just gonna
We're
depend
still
on what it
getting the
takes.
ones we need to update.
I know.
Encouraging that they're trying to do something.
Yeah.
And the bad part is Nick told me he's thinking of selling his place and moving, so I don't know who's gonna be their ringleader if he leaves. Yeah,
That's always tough.
yeah, cause he's been the on the ground kind of guy with it, so.
How many signatures are you getting?
Quite a few.
Yeah, that's quite a few.
Yeah,
Good.
like I said, some people own more than one lot, so maybe he got more. He's got more than 50%.
Cause an RID is more than
50.
50, right? Is it 50 for an RID?
We like to say 60, so if you can drop out, but 50 is our magic number, yeah. We have to
Okay.
have that when we create it.
No, that's. At least it's moving a little bit forward.
Yeah, so he's been working on that for me. So I'll continue working with him on that. So I guess the next question is, do we want to talk about Big Sky or where are we at with Big Sky?
Um,
I
Is that the
know.
one Craig's been working on
Yes,
with the school?
yes.
so I just looked at some numbers. Their setup is so goofy now because from the beginning, the RSID funds were going in the R&D fund when they came in from taxes and
Mhm.
vice versa. And we discovered that when they did their chip seal and didn't have enough money, discovered they had even less money than because of that swap. But what essentially ended up happening was they got like an interest-free bond because
Yeah.
they had enough money to pay down their bond.
Hmm.
So all the money that's in their RSID will essentially be going into their RMD. And so it looked like at first that they could lower what they're paying into their RMD because they'll have this money that's they're paying into the bond to go in there. But when I looked at numbers last week, they're on a 5-year chip sale plan, which would be this August. And they don't have enough money for that. And they're still paying the county back for their last chip seal. They have 27,000 they still owe the county.
How much do they make a year in their R&D?
They're bringing in 26,000 a year,
Oh, okay, so it's close.
but we're splitting it between that to build up their fund and to pay back the county, so they're paying like 6,700 back to the county every year. And so if they chip seal this summer, they'll be in the hole again. And so it looks to me like they wouldn't be able to chip seal till for 2 years.
Are they talking about
So-
eating chip seal?
I don't think so. They're just trying to figure out where they stand now and then when we did review them a few years ago, when they got their chip seal, went in the hole, had to loan from the county. They had mentioned in that meeting that they want to go back to gravel, and I haven't talked to them like what their idea is. Their big thing is just to like pay off their loan to the county. So I have no idea if they want to chip seal again. I don't know if Marlene said anything like that.
No.
I think the biggest thing they want to do is pay off the loan to the county and then figure out where to go. But they're also, so they're paying a ton on their assessments for the RSID and the RMD, but they're also paying into their HOA.
Hmm.
So,
Cause they have some cash besides the rest of it.
yeah. And they did pay their loan to the county down from their HOA funds. They've made like two very large payments from their,
Cause I think
HOA.
their payments, their total payments, not including the HOA fees, is between $1,700 and $1,800 per lot.
it's a
Something like
lot.
that.
It's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so initially I thought that it should be reviewed and get them lower because they're paying so much and the mess really happened because of when it was set up here at the county. But if they want to continue to chip seal every 5 years, then no, they can't.
And maybe their
So-
cycle needs to change more to the 7 years. 'Cause that's what Great West says, 5 to 7 years is about the cycle. Sometimes you can get a little longer, but that's the cycle and theirs is really short.
Yeah, so if they, and I'll have to call Marlene and talk and see like what their plan is and tell her what the latest numbers that I looked
Mm-hmm. Okay.
at look like, but. For now, I don't think that they can be reviewed, but when they
Okay.
do review, is that something that we can amend is their cycle?
Yeah,
Or
well,
does it matter?
the cycle doesn't matter. I mean, it's really up to them when they
What they
wanna
want
do
to.
that. They just need to know that they won't have the money in there to do it until 2 more years from now. Yeah, but it sounds like they might be on the right, like collecting the right amount to be able to do that cycle every
7 years.
7 years.
Once the loan's paid off. and
One-
all of that.
Well, that's a separate amount. The loan is separate from the RMD. The RMD is collecting the money for the
Oh.
next chip seal.
Okay.
It's all in the RMD fund. It's
Okay,
part
but
of
it's
what-
broken out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Once
So-
the RAD's paid off, it should go away, right?
the RMD will go away, yeah,
Second
but,
part.
and ideally, in a perfect world, they'd have enough money in there at the end of all of that to do their next chip seal cycle from their RMD and not have to get any money from anybody.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then we need to up their fee a little bit to help make sure they have enough for that next cycle.
So right now, I think their review is off the table.
Okay, so they're good for right now. We need to do Moonlight and Meadowlark. If we have to do those ones because we updated their maps last year, so we just need to get that official version of the map in there. Now Meadowlark wants to do a fee increase, but if they don't get anything to us by May, it's gonna be too late.
Right.
For sure. So we'll do them regardless of if their thing comes, their fee increase comes in or not. Then, so those two we have to do. I am thinking Destiny because it's very old and really needs help. Mokel is the other one. It has a bunch of lots that have been chopped up and changed and added. So I would like to get them done too. And they're just an RMD,
No bond.
like, no, so it should be pretty easy to do theirs. And that's really just getting those new lots added in. Craig and I talked about South Hills, but waiting until next year for South Hills. So we can get Great West out there to do an assessment, see if we need a chip seal since we have so much money in there. So I do have room to do probably a couple more this year. Lewis and Clark County, I've been in touch with the lady that does theirs up there. We have the shared district of Lime Kiln. She's wanting to dissolve that district. And then we'd each create our own districts and no more split districts. I'm not sure how it will work. Because our people are using their roads in Lewis and Clark County and then we wouldn't be paying anything in for that. So it's kind of, it's not a fair deal if we just do our split. So
Yeah.
I don't know how we work all of that out. And I don't know if that would happen this year or what her plan kind of was, because that one needs a chip seal done according to Lewis and Clark County. And they don't have the funds to do it. So something may be coming with that one. Are there any others you guys would like to see done? We still have like Big Dipper and Saddle Mountain still hanging out there from the old agreements that we haven't done, and Martinez. Do we want to try to tackle those 3? No?
I would say, get a few done, we'll get to it next year, because we always ramp up. for all
Okay,
this
so
and
which
then
ones-
fail.
So which ones do you want me to do? Destiny and Mokel for sure, and then what?
Meadowlark.
Meadowlark and Moonlight.
Mhm.
Okay. So just stick with those, and if we have more time, then we could see if we can do
Yeah, I mean,
others.
if you get
Okay.
those all banged out and Steve gets his resolutions, let's go to the next ones, but
All
I
right.
don't wanna get too much in our mouth and not. be able to
Okay,
figure
that
it
works
out.
for me too. Does that work for you, Ginger? There's nobody else that's in the hole or anything that we need to deal with, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think Destiny's the only one that's been screaming. They were screaming last year.
They have been for
We told
years.
them we couldn't
Yes,
do it.
Ginger, you are.
It's going to be, it's gonna be tricky with that one because
Yeah.
there's those Nona Lane people. So I don't know how that works. Do we just carry on with them in their reduced price? I mean, the law says that that's
I
not
think we have
right,
to look
but
at the law and then Steve's gonna have to figure out what we need to do.
Yeah.
So,
No, I think that's great.
okay,
More we do them, the more efficient we are, but we're gonna
yeah.
have to deal with the shared maintenance ones eventually.
And we did do Moonlight last year and we got no pushback, so,
Well, maybe some of the other ones will be like that.
right. Martinez is the other one we really need to get to because there's all those lots that need to be added.
Okay, well, you can put that on the next
And-
list to do if we get these other ones done.
And that was one I really wanted to do last year, but we didn't get to it, so,
Could we put the Helena's Park land on those ones?
yes.
We can.
That's what I intend to include, yeah. So that's why I'd like to have them come up for review
Good.
sooner rather than later.
Mhm.
And I think it'd make the people up there a little happier too. Then they'll start getting more money in their account. But they're gonna have to increase their fee at some point because they're not collecting enough either. So,
It should help if that road's closed off up there, they won't have as much traffic.
okay.
At the end,
Yeah, at the top, wherever he's got the sign that says this is a private road.
All right,
Yeah.
that's all I had.
Very good.
So I will
Appreciate it.
Move
Thanks.
forward on all of those and we'll see how it goes.
Thank you for your good work, appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
I'll visit with Marlene,
Okay.
Karen about the big Sky Acres funds.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
guys.